So today we are learning a major diatonic chord. So what does a major diatonic chord means? So let me take an example of C scale once again. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. That's your major scale, C major scale. So whenever you play a chord in the scale, so we have a C scale, we also have a chord for each note. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. For C we have a chord, for D we have a chord. So these chords within the scale are known as a major diatonic chord, and these chords are formed with the same notes which is in the key. So word diatonic means within the key. So we will see how the chords are formed within the key and how we name each chord. Okay, so C major scale, once again, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Just like the scale, da, da, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. We have a chord, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Okay, and the chords are C, D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor, B diminished, C. Okay, so how these chords are built within the scale. Let's say C scale again, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now you don't know what is the first chord. Okay, the first note is C. So what you have to do to form the first chord, you take the first note of the scale, which is C, and then you take the third note of the scale, which is C, D, E, C, D, E, and then you take the fifth note, C, D, E, F, G, C, E, G. If you combine them and play them together, C, E, G, that's your C major. That's why the first chord is C major. Now the second chord, you don't know what is the second chord. So what is the second note in the scale? It's D. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. D is the second note. Now you take this D as your first note in the scale, D. So after D, if the D becomes first, what is the third note? D, E, F in the scale. Okay, within the scale. We are not talking about the D scale. I'm talking about the C scale, but we are starting the D as your first note. So if D is the first note, what is the fifth note? D, E, F. D, F. What is the fifth note? Sorry, third note is F. What is the fifth note? D, E, F, G. D, E, F, G, A. Fifth note is A. So if you play D, F, A together, you will form a D minor chord. Let's see. Let's play D minor first and check, do we have D, F, A? Fourth string D, F, A, again D. Yes, we have D, F, A in the D minor chord. Okay, so first chord is a C major, second chord is D minor. Now the third chord, if you don't know what is the third chord, take the third note, which is E in the scale, E. Now think that E is your first note. So if E is the first note, what would be the third note in the scale again? E, F, G, E, G. And what is the fifth note? E, F, G, A, B. So if you play E, G, B together, E, G and B, you have E minor. Let's see. Let's play E minor and check, do we have E, G, B? E is there, G third string, E again fourth string, B is there fifth string. We're repeating B on the second string and E on the first string, sixth string E. Yes, we have E, G, B. So that's why the third chord is E minor. Now again, do the same thing for the fourth chord. So we found C major, D minor, E minor. The fourth note is your F, F. Now make your F as a first note. If F is the first note, third note would be in the scale again, F, G, A, F, A, and the fifth note, F, G, A, B, C, F, A, C. If you play F, A, C, you form a F major chord. Now play your F major chord and check if you have F, A, C or not. F, C, F, A, C, F. We have F, A, C. So that's why the fourth chord is F major. Do the same thing with the fifth note, you will get G major. Do the same thing with the sixth note, you will get A minor. Same with the seventh note, you will get B diminished. B, D, F is your B diminished. So that's a major diatonic chord. So when you play C scale, C, D, E, F, G, B, C, and you form a chord, then you get C, D minor, F, G, B minor, C. Okay, this is very important. Now again, if you extend with the seventh note, so we had taken only 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5 for all the chords. We found C major, D minors. First is major, second and third minor, minor, D minor, E minor. Fourth is F major. Fifth G, sixth A minor, B diminished, and C. Now if you extend with the seventh note, now add the seventh note on each chord. Okay, let's see what we come up with. So the first was C major, C, E, G. Now add the seventh note. What is the seventh note in the scale? C is your first, D, E is your third, F, G is your fifth. The seventh would be C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Now if you add C, E, G and B, what do you get? C, E, G, B, second string. So I get C major 7. Now my C major has become C major 7 because I added the seventh note. Same with the D minor. If you add the seventh note, D, F, A was the D minor, and the seventh note would be D, E, F, G, A, B, C. If you add the seventh note, D, F, A and C, you will get D minor 7. How do you play a D minor 7 over here? So this is D minor 7 is this. Now let's check the note D, F, A, C. This is not a chord formula. Okay, chord formula is completely different. If you want to form a D minor 7 chord or D major 7, or let's say D minor 7, you will have to take the note from D major scale and flat the third and the fifth. 1 flat 3, sorry, seventh. 1 flat 3, 5 flat 7. So this is the formula of minor 7. This formula only applies when you are making a chord from that particular scale. Okay, if you are playing a D minor 7, then you have to do 1 flat 3, 5 flat 7 from D scale. But here we are not flattening, we are not sharpening anything. Okay, because the scale is already made. D, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. We're just forming a chord within the key. That is why it's a diatonic. A diatonic word means within the key. We don't have to sharp, we don't have to flat anything. We just have to take 1, 3, 5 for the 3 note chord, 1, 3, 5, 7 for the major 7 and minor 7. Okay, same thing if you do with your E minor chord. E, G, B is your minor, and at the 7th note, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. E, B, G, D. You get E minor 7. So this is your diatonic chord. Okay, same with the F major, F, A, C, F major, the 7th note, F, A, C, E. You will get F major 7. Now the 5th chord. The 5th chord was G major, G, B, D, 1, 3, 5. Within the scale again, G, B, D. If you add the 7th note, G, B, D, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. F is the 7th note. Okay, so G, B, D, F. You will not get G major 7, it will be G7. So you apply the formula of G7 in G scale. The formula of G7 is 1 flat 3, 5 flat 7. That's your G7. So in G scale you have 1 sharp, F sharp. Okay, now if you apply the formula flat 7, 1, 3, 5, G, B, D, and the 7th note is F sharp. Flat the 7th note, it will be F, and if you play G, B, D, F for dominant 7th, okay, you get 7 chords. So here we are not applying any formula. The notes are already made. We are just taking the 1, 3, 5, 7 note. So after taking 1, 3, 5, 7, we got G, B, D, F. So that is why it's a G7, not G major 7. 5th chord is a G7. Same goes with A minor. Add the 7th note, A, C, E, G, A minor 7. So the 7th note, B, D, F, B diminished. If you add B, D, F, A, which is the 7th note, you will get B half diminished. This is how you play B half diminished, which is also known as B minor 7 flat 5. Then back to C or C major 7. So these diatonic chords are very important for you to know how these chords are formed, and you need to know the form of these chords. Like first is major, second, third minor, fourth is major, fifth is also major. If you extend with the 7th note, it's your 7th chord, G7. Sixth is minor, which is a relative minor. A minor is always a relative minor of a C major, and 6th note is always a relative minor. And the 7th chord, B diminished. If you extend with the 7th note, it's B diminished, B half diminished, or B minor 7 flat 5. So whenever you try to figure out any chords just by listening any song, what you do, because you don't know the diatonic chord, right? So what you do, you figure out the song is in the key of C, and you try to play like D sharp, G sharp, just trying to match. But if you know the diatonic chord, you don't have to do that. Most of the songs, most of the 90% of the Bollywood songs, or let's say pop songs, are built using these diatonic chords. The chord progression are in the scale. So if you know this diatonic chord, you don't have to randomly play G sharp and try to match. Just be in the scale, try to match the chord, you will find it. Okay, it will save your time. You don't have to randomly try to play the chords G sharp, F sharp and try to match. No. So that's why this is very important. Hope you understood what are diatonic chords. Diatonic means within the key. Major diatonic chord means chords within the scale of that particular major scale. If there is any confusion, you can just drop me a comment and share your feedback. Also let your friends know these are the lessons that I've been making and uploading on YouTube to help you understand better the instrument, the music, and help you to grow how to be a good not just guitarist but as a good musician. And share with your friends. Thank you so much.